welcome back to the Supers Have It channel in video 209.
Just in case you missed it and don't know, in the previous video, video 208, we rode, we reviewed, and we rated E.T. Adventure,
The Simpsons Ride,
Hanging Coda's Twirl and Hurl,
Men in Black Alien Attack,
Harry Potter and the Escape from Gringotts,
Fast and Furious Supercharged,
Revenge of the Mummy,
and Hogwarts Express King's Cross Station.
We didn't mention it last week, but the timestamps of those rides were in the description, and we'll do the same here, so check out the description below.
Let's get to it! First up, Despicable Me Minion Mayhem.
And then Gru met his match. Margot.
It's the Minions Ride. This ride is a motion simulator and located near the front of the park.
And it's obviously based on the Despicable Me movie franchise.
The storyline of the ride revolves around the character's newest scheme,
Turning the humans into minions.
the queue and the pre-show were hilarious,
Very engaging,
entertaining,
which helps with the little bit of wait time that we had on this ride.
The ride itself was a motion simulator. It was different from a ride like The Simpsons, where just a handful of people are loaded on a cart at one time.
This is more stadium seating with about 6 rows, and it felt like 20 or so people in each row.
They even had a first row stationary seating where you could still experience the story on the big screen, but you just don't move.
The animation was great.
The story was great,
Lots of jokes and silliness in the queue and the ride itself.
so we'll rate it
5 out of 5 stars. Banana.
Oh boy, it's Hollywood Rip Ride Rockit.
Intimidating right from the start. Look at this angle, straight up.
And look at the map. This takes up the entire side of the park. I mean, it was not bad. It's just going straight up. It was terrible.
Yeah, it was just like a mini version of the Velocicoaster. Just like a little strap-in thing here by the waist. You get to pick your own music. I picked MC Hammer, Can't Touch This.
Can't touch this.
It's really fun. You weren't strapped in like a traditional roller coaster with the over-the-head shoulder harness. Your butt pretty much stayed on the seat.
Unlike Velocicoaster over at Islands of Adventure,
I didn't fear for my life on this one, so I'm gonna rate it 5 out of 5 stars.
it was terrible. It was fine. I'll give it a 3 out of 5 stars.
All right, meet me halfway. We'll officially give it 4.
Next up is The Race Through New York starring Jimmy Fallon.
And the name of the ride says it all.
It's like you were racing Jimmy Fallon around New York City. You get to see all the sights.
The queue was awesome.
You enter a replica of 30 Rock where the Tonight Show is taped.
Once you grab your 3D glasses, you enter Studio 6B where The Tonight Show starring Jimmy Fallon begins. The show's music is played and Fallon does his monologue. After a bit, Jimmy Fallon hops into his go-kart-like vehicle and you race around New York City.
The effects and the experience was really cool.
It really becomes ridiculous when the vehicle becomes a hovercraft and starts to fly. You end up on the moon for a little bit before returning back to Earth and flying around the Statue of Liberty.
That's crazy.
Post-ride, of course, you're ushered into the NBC gift shop, as with like all the other rides. I thought it was okay. I mean, again, another simulator, but this time in a theater. So it was pretty cool. It was funny at times, but still, you know, kind of a little quirky. I think when it comes to families with kids this size, it could be hit or miss. They don't really know Jimmy Fallon or The Tonight Show, but they like the ride part of it.
I know Jimmy Fallon.
Do you?
Yeah, he interviews people.
Do you stay up late for The Tonight Show?
No, I just seen him on YouTube
Yeah,
interviewing people.
Well, but still, if your kids don't watch a lot of YouTube, well, I guess that's kind of stupid. All kids watch a lot of YouTube. 3 stars.
What's the name of it?
I don't know.
And finally, Transformers the Ride 3D. We have 0 video of this for a reason.
I don't even know what happened on this ride. I got on, I closed my eyes, I felt sick the entire time, and then it was over.
I know we sound like a broken record, but this was another simulator ride.
Pretty much most of the rides at Universal are simulator rides, and then they're just varying levels of how sick do you get. And if we're rating this on a 1 to 5 of sickness, we give it a 5 of wanting to throw up.
Yeah, this was not fun. I mean, if you're super into the Transformers, I guess it can be fun. I'm not. I mean, I kind of like the cartoons back in the 80s. That was fine.
So here's the thing. It was horrible. I can't. It makes me sick just thinking about it. I couldn't even tell you what happens.
I mean, if you're a mega fan of the Transformers movies, then maybe you would like this, but
Don't do it.
We're not. I mean, like back in the day, like the Back to the Future ride, I thought was really cool because I'm really into the Back to the Future movies. It was an okay ride, but since I was big into the movies, you know, I found it to be awesome. Transformers, on the other hand, like, I have 0 interest in those movies. I think they're just hot garbage.
And so is the ride. Hot, steaming garbage. That's really the only way I can explain that ride.
It was... Bah.
It just was not good.
Yeah, we were done after this. We might have probably hopped on the Harry Potter train and left the park completely.
So, if you want a rating, no stars.
If you have time to go on this ride,
Don't do it.
still skip it and go on something else a second time. Go to Moe's Tavern.
Get a beer. Get a Flaming Moe.
Get a beer.
Doesn't matter.
Flaming Moe.
Go get a squishy for the kids. Or for the adults, we like the squishies too.
Whoa, that's good squishy.
Get a pretzel. Go get pizza. We had pizza close by to there. That was good. Do anything besides this ride.
Go sit on a park bench and scroll Facebook for like 20 minutes.
That would have been better. I would have ridden the Velocicoaster 7 times over, which made me fear for my life.
Stay tuned for that in a future video.
Worst ride of my life.
All right, well, let's transition. Let's transition to some random clips. Wave.
Great job, man.
Look at the Quickie Mart.
Who needs the Quickie Mart? I do.
It was really good.
That was good. Yeah, I like it.
Here's Homer. Can you say 88 miles per hour?
88 miles an hour!
Put your arms up. Smile.
Perfect.
You want to learn a spell? Merlin taught me it. Makes people disappear so you can go on the rides faster. Want to try it? Yes. Ready? Now close your eyes tightly. You see anybody? It works. No charge.
Thanks for joining us this week. Are we done?
I don't know how many more ways we can say how terrible it was.
I feel better now. I feel like this was very therapeutic.